not
I love
innocent.
y'all.
So even, you see, the red light is on.
So much, I don't think you guys even know it.
Welcome back to the Blended Family Podcast, where we discuss everything blended families. A big thank you to everyone who's been watching our episodes so far. I know we have talked on divorce, we've talked on just the custody matters and court and the process. And of course, we've had a perspective from a mom as well. So on today's episode, I'm really excited because we have Ndindi, who I spoke about on the first episode, by the way. If you watch till the end, I did mention this lovely lady. And so I'm going to let her introduce herself so that we can get to the topic of what we'll be talking about. Ndindi, please say hi to everyone.
Hi, everybody. Hi.
Ndindi, please tell them who you are and how exactly you ended up being in a blended family.
Wow, okay. I got married.
And that was that.
Well, my name is Ndindi,
Yeah.
Nanga Nadida.
Okay.
And I have been married for 2 years now. Wait, no, sorry, 1.5 years
Okay.
now. So we've been blending
Okay.
for 1.5 years.
Right.
By profession, I'm an advocate. So
Okay.
yes, I watched the entire episode.
Yeah.
I was like, yes, that's true. And I focus a lot on family law. So
Okay.
this is also at my very heart.
Yeah.
I love children
Yes.
and everything
Yeah.
with children and families. And so how did I come about being in a blended family?
Yes.
I got married.
Okay, you got
with
married.
a child.
Okay.
Yes.
So it
yeah.
was you who got into the family with the child?
Yes, I
All
did.
right.
Yes.
And how old was your child then?
Wow, when we got married,
Yes.
she was 12. She was a preteen.
Okay. Oh, wow.
Yes.
All right. Now, for Ndindi's episode, what we're going to be talking about is we're going to be talking about the early days of blending. All right.
Okay.
But right before we get into that, first of all, Ndindi, how was your holiday? And welcome back. We've been silent for so long, but we were enjoying our holiday. How's your holiday been?
Oh, it was busy.
Yeah?
Oh my goodness, Claire. Oh my gosh. December was very busy, but very
Right.
good. Got to spend a lot of time with friends and family.
Right.
I was hoping to rest a little bit, but I did not at all. But now in January I get to rest a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit more. But the holiday was so lovely.
Yeah.
My best part was putting up my Christmas tree in November.
Like that was your achievement. You're just like, I did it in November.
Give me
you.
my word.
Pat on the back.
Excuse me. I was like, I'm one of those.
Yeah.
I haven't pulled it down yet.
Neither have we. You're not alone.
I knew it.
And we've been planning on, but it's just
Yeah.
like nobody has done it yet. I guess the reason I'm also asking that is because I do know during the period of holidays, blended families tend to deal with different
Yes,
things. So we'll
yes,
touch on that because I
Yeah.
know we are talking about the early days.
Yes.
And I know the early days do involve the family aspect during Christmas.
Yes.
And so now when you're going in as this person who's coming
Yeah.
with the kids, and of course different things that different people go through as well.
Yeah.
All right. So
Okay, great.
the early days, you said you came in with your child and you got married.
Yes, I did.
So please let me know how the transitional, I guess, changes were from now being a single mom to getting into now this marriage and then blending. What are some of the challenges that you went through?
Wow. Where do I start?
I know.
No, but
I guess we can start from dating because I know you do
Yes.
start those, I guess, blending during the dating
Yeah,
period,
you
which is our
do.
previous episode, and we talked about with our guest as well. So
Yes.
if you haven't watched it, please watch the dating period as
Now.
well. I know now, and then so you do start blending during
Yes,
dating,
yes,
right?
yes, you do.
And I guess you start looking at the red flags,
Yeah.
what you can see this parent being to your child.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
communicate,
Yeah.
but it's just above the water because
Yes.
now when you start living together,
it's a
whole different ball
It's
game.
so different, Claire.
Yeah, it's such a
because
whole
now
different
let
ball
me
game.
give you a short story. So we come back from our honeymoon.
Yeah.
It is, I think, a week later. So
Okay.
we go pick up our daughter from my sisters.
Okay.
It was in the middle of the school term. So, she needed to go on with school, even if we were getting married. And so we went to pick her up. Brought
Yeah.
her. It was a Saturday. She came home, So all of us are there now. We had a family, right?
Yeah.
So things are going on well. Day 1, day 2. Then I think on day 3, I was in the bedroom and with hubby.
Okay.
I don't know what we were doing. We're doing something in the bedroom. Then my daughter, she just walked in. So remember,
Yeah.
I had been a single mom for a very long time. She used to get into my bedroom without knocking. Maybe I should have taught her that. But it was just us.
Yeah.
So, Happy was shocked. We were okay. We were fine. We were not indecent or anything. But we were
Right.
just, it was a shocking moment wait,
Yeah.
I got married. Then they look on her face like, why are you looking at me like that?
Yeah.
And him is like, should she have knocked? Shouldn't she have knocked? So it was just a moment of, oh my gosh, this is it. We have started, the blending process.
Exactly.
So, of course, I had to sit down with her and tell her, now, Mama is married.
Yeah.
You cannot just walk into the bedroom. You have to knock.
Okay.
And she looked at me like, why?
For what reason?
Yeah, for
I've
what
done
reason?
this whole time. So why is it now?
And
that
this
I
is
need
a
to start?
12-year-old.
Yeah.
This is not a small child. So the way you talk with her, the way you talk with them, a 12-year-old, she's a preteen.
Exactly.
She has opinions, very heavy opinions.
Yeah.
So there's that. So the early days can be quite a lot. Remember, blending is very, it's a lot.
It's work.
You're putting in ingredients into this pot.
Yeah.
Some ingredients are maybe too much, maybe it shouldn't be there. It's all of you are coming in with all your perceptions, all your fears, all your dreams, all your hopes, everything is getting into that pot. So the early days can be there can be very nice moments and then very awkward moments and then very nice moments and then very awkward moments, and then you're just navigating all that even as you're going through life. So all that begins from dating.
Yeah.
Because now you have to introduce this person. And then, as a single mom, you don't want to keep introducing men into your children. Like, this is nanny. The one
This
for
one
last
is
week, but
nanny.
that one just went.
Funny thing, we actually talked about that because we're saying what period should you give before you introduce a new partner to your children.
Yeah.
And now this person has been introduced to your children and you're living in the same house and then you're having to deal with some of these. I love the fact that you've mentioned that specific scenario because there's been a case where sometimes I can see clearly that because of the fact that the kids are used to mommy, I have to sort of push like, oh, have you shown
exactly
that? Or, oh, have you shown?
Like go and show him. No, go and do. Yes. Oh my gosh, you reminded me of something that happened 2 weeks ago.
Okay, yes, please tell us.
Tell us.
We want to hear them. Yes, tell us.
So she's 12.
Okay.
I think she will kill me for this. She will kill me.
No, she would.
She will watch this.
Yeah,
Mama, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So she came and told me, Mama, I've run out of pads. So please, could you run to the supermarket? When you go to the supermarket, get me some. I was like, I can't leave the house. I'm not leaving the house this week. I was not feeling too well. So hubby will have to do it for you.
Right.
Then she gave me a look for, oh yeah, he can.
He's capable
and I looked at,
able
there were no
and willing.
Words. There were no words.
Yeah.
She would look at me like he can, and I was like, yeah, he can. He can. It was such a then she asked me, so you'll tell him for me?
Yeah.
And I was like, why don't you go tell him yourself?
Yeah.
And she gave me a look for, what?
Like, what are you talking about? Why would I do that?
So I let that hang for a little bit.
Yeah.
Because I thought to myself, oh, wait, okay. Which is another thing. When you're blending, you're constantly analyzing situations, constantly figuring out this Rubik's Cube. Okay, was that the right move? When should I? Is it a family conversation? Is it a me and her conversation? Is it a who are you? Where? That's a constant. By the way, that's what I've realized. You're constantly having to have various types of conversations between everybody in the family, especially when you're the biological parent.
Okay.
And this is now for me and also maybe for you.
Yes.
As a biological parent, you have all those conversations. So that's why you push. You're like, you go and ask.
Yeah.
Anyway, later on that evening, we happened to go out for dinner because I was like, I'm not cooking.
Yeah.
Cooking for who? This house. I want to be... Anyway, so we went out. So on the way back home, I was like, oh, by the way, Mama, we need to pass. You said you needed pads in the supermarket.
Yes.
And then she's like, oh yeah, I do. Then something very strange happened. So they both got out of the car. I was like, you guys, I'm not feeling too well. So let me just stay in the car. You guys go.
Right.
And she got out of the car and they went.
So how is that strange? That's beautiful.
I mean, it was beautiful. I was like,
okay, I guess we're doing this.
Oh, okay. And that was such a, okay, all right.
Yeah.
This is so cool.
Yeah,
this is very, very cool. Okay, and I'm looking at the two of them, they're coming out of the supermarket with pepper.
And they're
got
comfortable.
Chocolates, and they're cool, they're laughing about. I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. There are moments, when you're blending, there are such moments when you go like, wow, it's actually working.
Yeah. You know what I'm getting from all of this is the fact that the role of the biological parent is so important when it comes to the first stages of blending in terms of what it is that they push, what it is that they make the child comfortable with, and how it is they communicate this even to the partner, right?
Yes.
Because I guess just with that scenario, just you telling your child that you can ask makes her know it's okay.
Yes.
It's okay for me to talk to dad about this, right?
Yeah.
It's okay for me to, communicate. And it's a safe space.
Yeah.
But in cases where I guess there's not much of that, I feel like that's where the tension usually tends to happen.
Yes.
Because let's say, for example, disciplining. I'm not going to talk about disciplining itself, but if a child is being naughty.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And in most cases, I don't know how you handle discipline. And by that, I'm just going to mention this, Ndindi, before we even go on.
Sure.
There's something that on the platform, which she's going to tell you about, the platform that I'm talking about, that a lady said, which I found so important.
Yeah.
She said that it's not one size fits all. Like, depending on your scenario, I love the fact that she said that depending on your scenario, you need to analyze who it is that you're with and how it is that your kids respond, and then react or, do accordingly based on the different characters that you have. But then, so what we say here on the podcast is just based on our experiences and how it is that we've handled things and what's worked for us.
Yeah.
And in turn, hopefully it can be able to work for you at home as well. So then in cases where the child has been naughty, right?
Yeah.
And I see this with my partner as a lot, where it's like before you give that parental role, because we're also going to talk about at what point do you say this person is a parent and he has the authority to punish, the authority to beat in some cases, which I'm cringing, the authority to make big decisions. Exactly. Like, let me start with that question. At what point can you say that in the beginning stages, the bonus parent has the authority or should have the authority and the trust, and that you have the trust to allow that to happen? Then I'll go to the next question for discipline.
Oh, there's that trust.
Yeah, the trust.
That's, by the way, it's a different story when you see somebody else punishing your child.
Yeah.
It can be... It can bring
but
out
not even
the
trust not even trust on
you.
punishing, like even trust itself. Like, I can leave this person with my children.
Yes.
Yeah.
But leaving is different from discipline.
Okay, that's true.
Yeah.
Because you don't know how even course. Sometimes, like, if it's a case of like a man,
Yes.
continue.
No, it's true. It's true.
Yeah,
it's
like
true.
they're stronger.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And even we'll get to parenting styles because parenting styles also does affect how even our ideas about discipline. Right. But before I say that, let me first say this. One thing we've learned, which is something that I was shocked about.
Right.
But we read a lot of books and we watch a lot of articles and webinars, attend a lot of webinars about blended families. Also because previously we really were looking for a forum and we were not finding any. All the forums are abroad, and so that's where we're getting most of our content, most of our information from. Yeah. And they say that for a family to actually blend and bond properly, it could take even up to 5 years.
Oh, wow.
And let me tell you,
or
more.
Yeah.
It could even take up to 10 years.
Yeah.
They say minimum 3 years if you really, really
put in the work.
Like
thoroughly.
Like constantly, all the time, every minute, every hour.
Yeah.
Between three years, maybe by 5 years, you'll have really, really bonded to the point where even your child is able, the child is able to call the bonus parent dad or mom.
Right.
You see, there's that big aspect. So when it comes to discipline, this is what we have learned. That it's a biological parent who takes lead when it comes to discipline. And this is because the bonus parent is joining. And I know this is sometimes hard. This even my hubby says, because it's very hard sometimes even for men to admit, because they are joining an already established family.
Right.
Because you see, a single parent family is a family. So when the bonus parent is coming in, they're coming into an already set structure.
Okay.
Mom, or if it's dad, they know how to discipline. They know what works with the child's personality, all that. So it is very, very important for the biological parent to take first lead when it comes to discipline.
Okay.
And then the bonus parent comes in to affirm, because you have to be on the same team. Because let me tell you, children can play you.
Yeah.
Children can play you. At 1 minute you're disciplining, and if they know that both of you are not of the same mind on a certain issue, so they'll be really nice to the bonus parent. But here the bonus parent is like, but this like, and then they fall for the act.
Right.
That time you're telling them, no gadgets, no.
Yeah.
So you have to be on the same team. So you are the one who disciplines, but the bonus parent comes into a farm.
Right.
So that if, for example, you're not around, if, for example, you even when both of you are right there, they add on to the voice. They say, what? Your mom has said, get off that gadget.
Right.
Now.
Yeah.
Yeah. In their person, they know, these guys are one team. They don't have a chance to play you when it comes to discipline.
Yeah.
And I think that then reinforces the aspect of, okay, so you guys are together when it comes to discipline.
Right.
And they don't see the bonus parent as an enemy.
Okay.
Because that can happen really, really fast, and it can deteriorate badly after that. So because the bonus parent comes in as a friend.
Right.
By the time the child is realizing that this is a parent, especially for children who are in their preteens, teens, and are much older, they have opinions. Oh my gosh. They come with a bag of hormones and opinions, So the friendship aspect is really big for them. And slowly by slowly, you begin to see the more you affirm the decisions that are being made, the more you're coming together as a family, you're spending time a lot together, you are creating your own traditions and celebrating milestones and all that. You begin to see it begins to change, and they begin to see you as a parent.
Yeah.
And I think the position of a bonus parent is a very powerful position because later on, not only will you be their friend, but you're also their parent. And for me, that is so, I feel beautiful. So envious by this sometimes. I'm like, so you get to be their friend. Yeah. Me, I'm the bad cop the full time. Why am I the bad cop? So you begin to see it. And this is what I've also seen even with our daughter. She knows they can talk about things.
Yeah.
He is her friend. Yeah. And he has become a safe space for her.
Okay.
Yeah. The discipline, I'm the one who does it. Then he comes into her family. Of course, she doesn't like discipline. No child likes discipline. So, so there's that. That's with regards to discipline.
I think you've also brought in the aspect of, which is establishing new roles or establishing roles that this partner plays a specific role in our life and disciplining is just one of them. But I'd like to throw a spanner in the works, if I may, because if you have, I guess that's usually our situation where you're the only one who's coming with kids, right? Yeah. Now, if you have a situation of a blended family that both of the parents have come in with kids, and of course their disciplining styles are different.
Yes.
So you give time out. Yeah. Your partner beats.
Yeah. Oh my.
And now you need to decide how we disciplining. Okay, so that's for starters. Which you need to sit down and be like, listen, we can't beat two of the children and then two of them we're giving them time out, right? Like it can't work like that. Yeah. So then that communication is usually so important because you're saying in our situation where you have one of the parents being the core disciplinarian, basically. Yeah. There are some cases where the bonus parent does want that role, does want that power. Yes. But I feel like based on what it is that you've said, it's important to have that communication so that in the case that this bonus parent is given the role of disciplining the children, then you're in unison. So for example, it's not the bonus parent saying, by the way, I'm not okay with the amount of screen time that's going on. Yeah. I'm taking away their phones and I'm taking away their screen time. This is something that we've sort of kind of gone through.
I know. Okay.
You know, and I'm just like, it's just 2 hours, it's just 2 hours. And then, you go and you switch on the TV and what that does is it's demeaning to this bonus parent's authority. And then the kids see, all I have to do is jump to mom and be like, dad has said this. Yeah. So I think what we're getting from this is it's very important to be one.
Yes, exactly.
So even if power of disciplining has been given to a bonus parent, which I think also and disciplining is different. Yes. So we're not just talking about beating, because it's basically different. There's many different ways that you can be able to discipline a child. Yeah. And I feel like it gives also that authoritative power that a parent should have, where it's not, because also for the bonus parent, I don't want to constantly have to go to the biological parent and be like, by the way, the child did this and can I discipline?
Because they're constantly snitching.
Exactly, yeah.
And it's...
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah, it is. You're right, by the way.
Yeah,
you can have... Yeah. You can be given the power to discipline as a bonus parent. Right, it can happen. Because remember, like you said, blended families, they're very unique, very unique, just like any other family.
Right.
So you can get the power to do so. And therefore, that's why, like you've said, you have to communicate it.
Right.
Yeah. And if the moment the bonus parent says something, you should never, ever, like you said, come around and do the opposite or try and demean them, especially in the presence of the children. Like that just, what's the word I'm looking for? It's, you have just taken away something from them.
You know, Ndindi, I feel like this disciplining topic, we can go on and on and on
By the way,
because it's a huge problem. Because you see,
Yeah.
also it brings about the aspect of trust. How much do you trust your new partner?
Exactly.
And then there's so many cases where it's like the step parent, the evil stepmom.
Oh my
you know,
gosh,
or it's
society.
like, and then if you're co-parenting, sometimes the biological parent feeds information about this new partner to the child that then in turn brings about them being treated a certain way or treating your bonus parent a certain way. So I feel like disciplining is such a it's a completely different topic that we should have at some other point. Yeah, like disciplining as its own topic.
Yes,
right?
Yeah, that's true. That's
so
true.
we were on the beginning.
Gosh, where were we?
we were at the beginning stages of basically. We've talked about establishing new roles. We've talked about the transitional challenges, but I just want to bring about building the relationship. Now, here you are, you're in the house with this person.
Yeah.
I've with this new person and who's new to your child as well. And in the case where you're both coming in with new children, you're all new to each other. So you're learning each other's likes, learning each other's dislikes, learning each other's cringe behaviors and habits in the house that crawl through your skin and be like, this person does this.
Oh my gosh, what human being does that kind of things? What's wrong with you?
I like the fact that we're laughing about it right now, but it is not easy to deal with in the house.
How many times you go like, killing is against the law. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. Don't look good in striped clothes and stuff. Yeah, but
let me tell you, it is so heightened. Like when you're in that situation and when you're dealing with something that's irritating, it makes it even worse that it's I guess I don't even know if I should say that, but the fact that the biological aspect is not there sometimes makes it more difficult to deal with. Because I've had cases where one of my cousins would be like, what if my partner hates my child?
Oh my god.
Or what if my child hates my partner? What do you do? What do you do then?
Oh my gosh, Claire, isn't that one of the biggest questions we ask when we're dating?
Like yes,
like you
definitely.
want your child
clarity on whether there'll be a relationship.
It's just and here's something I read that was such a hard thing to read. That the same way as our very own biological children, whom you carried in your womb for 9 months, can look at you and tell you that they actually do not like you. They can do the very same thing to their bonus parent.
You know how many times I've had to tell, like my partner, kids are cruel. I'm so sorry, but I also go through it and I know it's difficult and it's hard to hear. Some of the things you hear is difficult, but they are blunt and cruel. Yeah.
Man, I don't think I was ready for that part.
I know.
I was not ready for the fact that this wonderful princess, oh my gosh, you're a wonderful prince, can actually utter certain words. And it's very hurtful. And it even makes you question, one, your parenting. Oh my gosh, am I not a good parent? Or number two, did I not make the right decision when it came to a partner? You wonder, did I make the right decision? Because it even makes you question yourself. And you're like, hey, did I not hear from you or something? But then it's true, children can be quite vicious.
They can be vicious.
I
feel like when creating that relationship, I think I took it for granted then, but now when I look back, I'm like, you know what, that was actually quite amazing because the beginning stages, what we would do, my kids were quite young, 5 and maybe 3. 5, 6, I think so. If I'm not wrong. They were young. 5, 4, 7, 6, they were around that age.
21,
But I guess I took it for granted just what having those conversations with them is and should be. So what my partner used to do is ask me questions like, hey, Han, do you mind talking to the kids? And I was like, Sam, what am I talking to them about? What do you mean talking to them about?
That's so nice.
So then he's like, no, I just want to find out how they felt about the interaction. And so because they were very young, it's different from having conversations with them now where you can actually look them in the face and talk to them. So I remember one really fun interaction that we did with the kids. Now we were alone. My new partner was not there then. We were in the house. And what we did is I created a fun game day.
Yeah.
So then put balloons in the house, put music, we were dancing. And then I had a little jar with questions. So the questions were, how do you feel about the day? How do you feel about the year? So I made it into a game.
That's brilliant.
So then that way they don't feel like they're being
Yeah,
interrogated about
interrogated,
this
yeah.
guy
Yeah, that's
who's been
true.
brought in. Like, why are you asking us all these questions
Yeah,
about it? So
true,
then,
true,
and then there were random questions again. What's your favorite food to eat?
Yeah,
What are your thoughts on uncle so and so, you
Yeah,
know,
uncle.
and then at that time it's uncle
not
so and
so
so.
uncle.
He ain't no uncle. But so that way we were able to sort of get a feel of what the interaction was and how they
Yeah,
actually
that was
thought.
really
Because
good.
sometimes when you don't have those conversations with the kids, then you have cases where they start mistreating your bonus parent. They're like,
that's
who's this
true.
person who's taking our family apart, you know?
Yeah.
And so that was one of the ways that we were
Yeah.
able to sort of begin to build that relationship. And then now as the years have gone, my partner still does it. And now I appreciate it a lot more, where he's just like, hey, I think it's time for you to have that conversation with the kids just to find out where their heads are at.
Oh, that's
And
nice.
so we'd sit down, I'd sit down with them, and now it's hey, how do you feel about this and this? And they'll be way open. And sometimes they look at me, they're like, what are you asking me? Of course I love him. What are you asking? You know?
That's
And it's that way, like I said, the role that
Yes.
you as a biological parent
Yes,
has,
there we
and not
go.
in a forceful way, in a way that you're able to get their actual opinions.
Yes.
Because you see, there are cases where bonus parents can mistreat their children
Yeah, there
for
are
real,
cases
for
like
real,
that.
you
Yeah,
know?
yeah,
And you don't want to shove that person down
Yeah,
their throat.
true,
So then
true.
just having those open conversations, I feel is
Yeah.
one way to
Which
do
is
it,
true.
right?
Which is true. I mean,
Right.
when we were preparing to get married, the
Right.
wedding planning process, it's crazy and all that.
Yeah.
There were many moments when, I just sit down and I'm like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
Mama, how are you feeling?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like me, I mean, I'd go straight up like,
Yeah.
you, how are you feeling?
But she was older.
Yeah, she was- so yeah, so
she's it's easy to have those. Yeah.
So she was like, she'd sit back and say, but Mama, okay, I'm a bit nervous about, because she had never in all her life had lived with a person who is a father figure. I mean, no, let me put that carefully, because my dad was really present.
Right.
But in terms of like a dad, she had never had that.
Right.
So I could see she was nervous about it. I could see she was very, okay, I like him. But then she'd tell me, but I like him. And he's the way smart, Claire.
Oh yeah.
They look alike.
I know. They end up.
Yeah, look at God.
They're
I'm like,
understanding. Oh, you.
so yeah, that's so cool. Apart from when you're traveling, guys are like, hey, mama, chunga mtoto ya huyu mtu. Because I look like the bonus parent now. Unajua mama was squeezy. That's my baby.
Yeah.
I came back to her. Anyway, but they do look alike. So it's true. Those conversations are so important. In fact, it goes back to the whole topic about communication.
Right.
And actually sitting down to actually like how you did it is so brilliant. Oh my gosh.
you.
Write a book.
Thank you.
Oh my God. Put on a billboard.
We're doing that.
Oh my gosh. I like this. I get the fast copy, thanks. So it's that communication. How do you communicate with your child? I know as parents, at times we're really, really attacked, sometimes rightfully, sometimes I don't know, about how we communicate to our children.
Okay.
Are you present there for them? Are you actually talking to them?
Yeah.
Or are you just dismissing their thoughts
And their feelings.
because they could be feeling something, and their feelings could be actually, maybe they're seeing something maybe that you're not.
Yeah,
You're just
yeah.
in love and stuff.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. It could be something that is a valid concern that can be and should be sorted out or handled within various settings like counseling.
Yeah.
Maybe they have traumas from your previous interactions or relationships.
Yeah.
So that also needs to be dealt with. And there are so many amazing family therapists here all over.
Yeah.
And I think it's very crucial, very, very important to find out what concerns they have and then for them to be addressed properly.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it could be a fear of, so it's another guy.
Yeah. Taking
The
you
other 20
away.
who came, kwani who are they?
Especially that.
Okay,
No,
not that I never
honestly,
had
for
20
those-
boyfriends.
I know.
Okay.
No, but there are cases where there are women who introduce their children
Yes.
to like 50,000 men
I know.
in a very short period of time.
But sometimes I feel for them.
Yeah.
Because maybe they're like, oh, this is the one. Okay, not.
Yeah.
And then, maybe some of them really do where maybe their
Hearts on
their hearts on their sleeves.
It happens.
There's so many. Anyway, let's
There
not
are
get into that.
reasons. Yeah. There's a lot of reasons
so,
why. And it's not just women as well, men as well.
Yeah, men as well, yeah.
Who will introduce their kids to every single friend that comes along the way. So it's just like really thinking about, I guess that.
Yeah. So you need just to say, communicate.
Yeah.
Like, just know how to sit down with them, take them out for, I don't know, something.
Yeah.
Go bowling and in the middle of it, go like, hey, by the way, come up with a game.
Yeah.
Like, we love board games. I mean, we are competitive. We're those guys who I will tear you apart.
Fantastic.
If you try.
Fantastic.
And do see what funny things happen Kenya at 50. I will tear you apart.
She needs to play with us. She needs to play. We need to have a board game.
I helmet. I'm like, but I will headbutt you.
We're ready.
So, like you said,
yeah.
Get ways of doing it. I love what you did.
Yeah.
For us, we did a lot of board games. And then I discovered, Kume, my daughter is also competitive. Oh my God, that blew my mind. And then the two of them, she's seen them going head to head on things. I'm like, are you just being malicious?
Yeah.
Are you trying to? And then it was just a wonderful moment of bonding.
Yeah.
So that was a really good way of doing it.
I guess. Thank you, Ndindi, because I'm just like, communication is such, because actually one of the topics that we're going to talk about was the communication strategies, and you've just nailed it on the head. Like, I don't even need to bring up that topic, because it's like, those are some of the different ways you can be able to do it. But then for me, because then the next thing that we're going to talk about was introducing house rules, which is basically the disciplining aspect.
Yeah.
And some of the things that now you're both, the parenting styles that you're incorporating into the house now. How is it that you guys went about it, especially now in this new house? You lived, like you said, a specific way for a very long time.
Yeah.
And then like the door coming in, like now you got a knock. I feel like as much as, and I think you've said this before, even that day you said, as much as you think you've nailed it all down, something else happens. And then, and then you're just like, oh, we don't have it all, we don't have it all covered. So I feel like, yes, there are those rules that you can incorporate, like you can add on when something happens. Yeah. But like the core ones, how did you guys go about that, the beginning stages?
At the beginning, we were just winging it.
Exactly, like you're saying, like when somebody walks in, we're like, oh, now you got to knock when you enter.
Exactly. We wake up at this time. Everybody's in the car. Yes. At first, we were winging it.
Right.
Then we remembered a couple of years ago, we both individually, I don't know why, by the way, I should ask him why he attended a parenting class on his own.
Oh, wow. That's
by
fantastic.
the way, oh my gosh, babe.
Yeah.
That's
beautiful.
He did.
Yeah.
And I also attended one at my church. And I remembered a really brilliant, he speaks a lot about parenting. It's called Sir John Bindio, saying that you should actually come up with rules as a family, no matter what kind of family.
Right.
And I remember him saying that, and I thought to myself, how do you come up with rules and regulations? And I remember him saying, it's just like a company.
Right. How you run it.
How you run it. Or when you've gone for a conference, for example. But he said, you do it like a conference style. Okay, everybody's here. Yeah. What are the house rules? Put your phone off.
How the kids also say, some of the rules that they'd like to add on to it.
In fact, he said, let them take lead when it comes to coming up with the rules and the family values.
Hey, I love my children, but Siju, that first one will come with some funny. Yes, day is every month.
We shall eat crisps and ice cream. We'll not go to school.
No, but I hear what you're saying.
Yeah,
like,
so
the
what we did,
ones.
like I think we were halfway through our first year, which is just last year.
It's okay. That's congratulations.
We have been married.
Congratulations.
A long time.
That is a long time.
Yeah, we're about to celebrate 2 years.
Do you remember what that gentleman said at the forum? Said the highest, I don't know how true this is, but the highest divorce rates are actually with blended families. Because we've been here before, we've done it before. So like I survived before.
Yeah.
So this is not any different.
You're like, and that threat is actually there. I know how to live.
Yeah, exactly.
I've done it before. I've done single parenting before. That doesn't scare me.
Yeah, it doesn't. Exactly.
Oh my goodness, that is so triggering.
Yeah, I
know. Because anyway, let's not get into that. Because don't have a relationship with threats.
Yeah.
But it's true. The blended families is the highest divorce rates.
Yeah.
Because you're like, I've done this before. Anyway,
You've lived,
So what was the question?
The question was the rules that you're incorporating.
So what we did.
And the kids, involving the kids.
Yes, what we did. We had a meeting.
Yeah.
We set a date for the meeting, a time for the meeting, snacks, everything. And I had my laptop ready to take minutes.
Yeah.
It was a serious
I love
meeting.
that.
And it was also fun because after we also incorporated a bit of games after that, board games as usual, so that we can just kill each other, you know. Okay, no, not really, but yeah.
I get what you mean.
Yeah, so and we allowed her to take lead.
Okay.
So we started with things like, so how do we operate as a family? Okay, we wake up at this time, we sleep at this time, we have dinner at this time, we eat at the table, which is something, let me just segue. Let me just take that, because remember, both of you are coming from, both you and your partner coming with different mindsets, different family backgrounds, different everything. You think you have everything similar. When you're dating, you do. Yeah. When you're married, you're like,
When you live together.
what creature?
Yeah.
We love you.
With this
Babe, I love you. Babe, I really love you. You're not a creature. But so now, like my hubby, in his family, what was that? He's sitting at the table?
Not happening.
No, what is that? No, if you're hungry, so you go to the kitchen, you take your plate and
Go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For us, in my family of origin, we used to sit, like it's dinner time. Yeah, even if at one point it wasn't the dining table anyway. But yeah, we'd have dinner at the same time.
Yeah.
So one of the things I really, really wanted, and which we also talked about during premarital counseling, I was like, I'd really want us to have that tradition for sitting at the table to have dinner.
Right.
Because for me, I felt, and I still have that strong feeling, which we still do to this day, is that at that table, where there are many things that can happen. You can talk about our day. You can detect awkwardness or tension when if it's actually there. Because, sitting at the table with somebody whom you're a little pissed off with, you will notice it.
Oh, you will feel it.
Yeah, that
and everybody in that room will feel it.
Like, my gosh. And so part of the rules that we came up with, family rules or guidelines, you don't have to call them rules. You can call them guidelines. You can call them, I don't know, flowers, call them whatever you want that is nice and easy for you. And we came up with, this is what we do. And then after that, we came up with what do we believe, what do we stand for as a family? What are the values we stand for?
Yeah.
Which is what, and where we came up with them. I had already Googled a lot of them. So in my mind,
you knew what we were presenting.
These guys don't know anything. I'm going to tell them. I'm going to tell them, professionalism, all those things. But anyway, there was a lot of contribution. So we allowed even her, she was like, by the way, having a positive mindset. I was like, oh my God, only the Lord has revealed this to you. So and then after that, so we have the minutes and we've talked about the rules.
Yeah.
We had a plaque done that is stuck up on our sitting room wall with all our 12 values.
Okay.
So I will be respectful. I will be kind at all times.
Yes.
I will keep a positive mindset. They're all there. So at any time, you need to remember they're right there. They're right there.
Yeah.
And of course, I'm not saying it always works.
Yeah.
This is another fellow human being. This is a child who's growing. And we are now within the teenage waters. So, but then it's always a good reminder. Remember you said you will be respectful no matter what.
Let me tell you, Ndindi, you've talked about, again, another topic, which is the building the traditions. And then, of course, now introducing house rules. But then I just want to talk about coping with resistance. Because you see, you can be able to sit down and say, we did this and we, because I'm telling you, like you said, it doesn't always pan out like that. And I do know I wouldn't be real sitting here if I didn't say there are moments where I was just like, what am I doing here? What, it's just like, what have I put my kids through? What am I, like, what decision is this that I've made? It just means I'm human. And I guess the reason I'm saying that is because I know I can't be the only one. And of course, also, I'm not gonna, my partner, like, how many times I'm just like, babe,
come, I love you. Listen. Come sit here.
Where is your head at?
What the question that was in your head? Edit
again. And even bonus parents sometimes are like, what have I gotten myself into? Was I ready for this? Was I ready to be a parent? Am I going to be able to handle this? So how do you cope, I guess, with moments like that and also cope with resistance from both either your children or from your partner?
Do you know, especially for the partner, let me first start with the partners, because I think it's so for me, I believe, this is for even for me, a work in progress.
Yeah.
But they should have come with a disclaimer at the very beginning.
Yeah.
I know nothing.
Yeah.
This is just based on what we are going through and what we're experiencing. I mean, we are still in the workshop of blending.
Yeah.
And we might be here for a couple of years,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
and
Working
that's fine.
on it.
And that's okay. For the bonus parent, I think that it is good to give them a safe space to talk.
Okay.
My husband he can be very quiet. He's an introvert. And you know how God just puts introverts and extroverts together. Like, introvert, extrovert, buddy.
you. Opposites.
When you're dating, you're like, oh, he grounds me.
Yeah. Are you ready for that grounding when you're married?
Oh, this one. You're so quiet. Why are you so quiet? Why you don't feel? You feel there's a time. Let me just say, there's a time I told my husband, you need to check your expressions. There's something wrong with your facial expressions. When you're happy, be happy.
Yeah. When you're sad, be sad. It's not the same thing.
Like, you guys, when he looked at me, he's like, my God, what is wrong with you? I'm like, no, what is wrong with you? Anyway, it's fine. God is working. He is still working in our marriage.
Yes. He definitely is.
But give them a safe space to talk.
Right.
Yeah, we actually had we have moments. I think date nights are very important. There's one of the couples that attended the forum that we shall talk about.
Okay.
I told them, by the way, I want somebody to ask me, when was the last time you guys, by the way, Claire, when was the last time you guys had a date night?
Oh, that's a good question.
Like and not talking about the children.
Yeah, like our
Or
own
work.
date night.
Or it's just the two of
it was
you.
last month.
Last month is December.
I know it was December.
That was last year.
I know, but now we're just gotten into the groove of January. Surely.
Yeah, many moments for
hungry.
cheap dates all over the place. Go to Arboretum, and it's a lovely place.
Yeah, it is. It is.
So I think giving them a safe space, giving each other
All right.
a safe space to talk, and how you can do that is date nights. Very simple. I remember this recently, actually in December. Even me, that was our last
Exactly.
time.
Yeah. No,
Listen, I was not feeling well.
Same here.
Date night.
I know. Anyways.
So we went out on that day. I was so pissed off at Habi. I was like, I don't even know where we're going to eat together. And I don't know. I can't even remember right now what it was about.
Yeah.
I think something he said.
I hear you.
Because he's also very happy. He's quiet, and then that kind for when he tells you something, he's told you something.
And that's that.
And me, I'm like, you cannot just throw words at me. I'm gonna react. My face will react to you
Properly.
So we went out, and somehow we were able to talk about it.
Yeah.
And it was something so simple, something so silly and so simple.
Right.
Those times when you two spend time together, because for me, I know that those moments of offering a safe space for each other,
Right.
for him to be able to say, hey, you know what? Last week, I felt the way she acted, I felt very disrespected.
I love that.
Then I'm able to, because there's sometimes we don't see it.
Yeah.
Like I told him, by the way, at times I am blinded by my biological mom's eyes because I'm busy dealing, sorting,
Exactly.
everything.
Yeah.
But he's on the other side.
And we're also used to it. That if they do something, you're just like
whatever, yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't bother you as much as it
and
does.
bonus parents are more sensitive to certain reactions.
Yeah.
A child, your child will talk to you in a certain way and be like, well, Nani, don't talk to me like that.
Exactly. And you move on.
But
it's different for them.
For them, maybe he'll hold back because he doesn't want to lash out.
It hurts.
Yeah. And then he keeps it in. And then you're wondering,
It feels like rejection.
Oh my gosh.
There's so much.
Yeah. So offering that space for him.
Okay.
And even him offering a space for you to also be able to talk.
Yeah.
It out, talk situations out. So how do we deal with this? How do we communicate this? How do we... I think just talking it out with each other, I think it will build on the love. It will build on your relationship together. It will build on, even when you now go and actually implement what you said you're going to implement, you're going in as one force, one unit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that is something that we're building right now.
And working on.
I know we fail many times because there are times we go like, I have my own idea of how I think that situation should have been handled. And then he's on the other side, like he thinks that situation should have been handled in a different way. And we're just staring at each other, moving around the house in...
Ndindi, actually, it's so interesting that you've said that because even when you're talking about this safe space, I'm just reflecting and I'm like, there's been so many moments where I would think I'm giving my partner the safe space that, I think I'm always giving him.
Yeah.
But in that moment, something he says triggers me or irritates me, or I get into protective mode for my children. I'm just that's not what's happening here. Just
You're
stop it.
overreacting,
Stuff like that. But what I found really, really helped is having a conversation with people who are also in a blended family. What I've really seen that's been helpful is having a couple that is blended. So then what tends to happen is I don't seek or I don't talk about my issue with the biological parent in this setting.
Yeah.
What I do is I talk about my issue with the bonus parent.
Yes.
So then the bonus parent is able to probably say things that my partner won't be able to tell me because either I'll take it differently from him and it may hurt me. And so I see it from this bonus parent's perspective, and it helps me understand better. Because there's some things, if my partner was to tell me, I would probably get upset. I'd be like, there's no way that's happening.
Yes.
What are you talking about? So I feel like that's one thing that's helped. Which just jumps to our next topic, which is finding a support system.
Yes.
And that just helps, like you said, if it's a therapy, if it's creating this wonderful community that you're doing right now. I feel like that really helps. So I'd like to hear, what was your support system, please?
We are creating it now.
That's exactly what we're doing.
Seriously, we literally went out hunting. For now, we wanted to get a mentor couple.
Okay.
Who are blended.
Yeah, we've been on that search as well.
And my
we have
goodness,
been on that search.
I'm like, this is not possible. We know there are many couples in this city.
We haven't gotten one till now.
Us too.
Yeah.
And that's why we're like, you know what we're going to do?
Yeah.
We're going to form a forum, have everybody sit here, love each other and talk. Because we're like, imagine if we're feeling like this.
Yeah.
Imagine how many guys out there really do also want to just talk. Yeah. Just to sit down and go like, even you were told this by your child. Oh my gosh.
Even
do you know
me.
what else we're told? And it's very, I think it's very, very, very therapeutic.
It is.
It is. It's like a group session. Actually.
Yeah, it really is.
Session.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just talking it out sometimes also normal. You're able to even get ideas on how to handle situations.
Right,
yeah.
right.
Like there's somebody we're talking to and they're like, oh yeah, board games. I'm like, yeah, it's the simplest thing. Go buy Kenya at 50 or I don't know. I'm not promoting them, but they're really good. Go buy whatever it is. Yeah. And just play the game in the house. Invite all the children.
Right.
Everyone. They say, come. There's a new game over here. I want to see it. But then I can beat you in this game. Then you just see it. Just see that transformation in that 1 hour. Yeah. And then just the next week, do the same thing.
So basically, we will be telling you about Ndindi's platform very soon.
Yes.
Once she's gotten everything together.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah. And then we'll definitely be able to link you to that so that you can be able to join these group sessions. We've been to one which was absolutely fantastic. Yeah. So I guess stay tuned to that.
Yeah.
Ndindi, please let me know. And I think one thing that I do want you to be able to do here on the Blended Family podcast is just celebrate your own milestones. Because I don't think that we do that enough in our families. Yeah. And this far that you've come, this long time that you have been married is a beautiful thing. Yes. So just go ahead and just celebrate yourself. I feel like that's important.
Let me first of all, celebrating milestones is one of the easiest ways of bonding.
Oh, wow, really?
It is.
I love that. Because when you think about it, it's just like, I'm proud of you for doing this. Yeah. And it makes the other person feel great.
It's not something big. Yeah. Like, I don't know. Pick the smallest milestone.
Honestly,
they finished a term in school.
Yeah.
Go out for lunch.
Yeah.
And celebrate that. They scored a higher grade. Yeah. In one of the subjects that perhaps they were struggling with. What do you mean? Yeah. Pancakes on me.
Yeah, celebrate
God, or whatever it is, you know. It's the easiest way to bond. And then the child is like, oh wow, you mean I can be celebrated?
Yeah.
Go ahead, celebrate. And even if it's a silliest thing, like I don't know, they grew their hair. I celebrate it.
I also like that thing for, how we're saying how we should be the one to always like initiate thing. Yeah. I think it's very important for the bonus parent to also initiate those things. Because when you're saying that, I know my partner is the one who's big on those things. Yeah. In fact, recently when we're talking to the kids and I asked them, how do you feel about him? They were just like, it actually made me sort of tear because they were like, we always know that he will always do everything to make us happy, And so because of the fact that he's the one who initiates. So if you're a bonus parent, as difficult as it can be, initiate those celebrations of milestones and, all those things. Okay.
That's a good point actually. Yeah. Because sometimes
They always take a step back, two
you know,
back.
like we're skipping rope. Like,
Yeah,
when do I get it?
Yeah.
Go for it.
But immerse yourself into the family.
Go
And
like,
you know,
hey, I heard that today in school you helped out somebody who had fallen.
Let's go for ice cream.
Can we go for ice cream?
Yeah.
100 bob hapa, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And they're like, that can be celebrated.
Exactly.
And that instantly begins to just change the perception.
And the bond.
It's really, honestly, it's really magical.
Yeah.
When you celebrate those milestones, it's something that's like, hey, by the way, I saw last year you were really wanted a certain toy.
Yeah.
You know what? Your grades went up.
Yeah.
And I'm so proud of you. Even the words that they speak.
Yeah.
I mean, I encourage bonus parents, speak those words. Tell them, I am proud of you.
I love that.
And my gosh, just see it happening.
The face.
It's like
Ndindi, and the fact that you even said speak the words, because a lot of sometimes buying emotions is also a big thing for bonus parents. Where it's just like, I'm gonna gift you. No, just even those words of just I'm proud of you and I love you is more than enough.
Oh my gosh, it's more than enough.
Yeah,
attend those, school sports days and run.
Yeah,
my happy was number last. He was there struggling for his life.
ran.
Babe, I have the videos.
So please celebrate your milestones as we celebrate you. Please do.
Oh wow, which ones now? I don't even know.
I know. For being an amazing mom.
You know something?
Yeah.
I always I look at my daughter now, and honestly, I can't believe that she's going to be turning 14.
Oh.
I'm like, how did that happen?
Yeah.
I just held her in my arms for the first time.
Yeah.
14 years ago, and I can't believe it. I can't believe that I am a mom to a 14-year-old, and she's really awesome. But then I give it to her.
Yeah. No, but you're really awesome as well, Ndindi. You're really amazing. Yeah, it's just a reflection.
And that's just that. And also, I am a strong believer.
Yeah.
For me, one of the milestones is I try and check for myself, how much am I unlearning and relearning?
Well done.
Because I think there's a lot of things that we believe, and it's not necessarily helping us.
Yeah.
So I need to, there's certain things that I want, like this year, I really want to unlearn many things about marriage, about parenting, about blending. Then I want to relearn about love, about connections. I really, really want that. I want to be present. I want to be present when I'm here with you. I want to be present here with you. I'm not thinking, by the way, that means to meet. Did I remove it from the fridge?
Yeah.
I mean, there are those, we can never shut down all those
segments for women.
Yeah, as we have 27
open. What tabs?
Yeah, tabs open. Yeah. 3 windows and all that. But I want to be present. I really want to, I think learning is a lifelong thing.
Yeah.
And learning, when you realize that actually the secret in blending is just learning and relearning.
Yeah.
Anything and everything about what you feel about your partner, what they feel about your child, and looking at it. Sometimes I look at it like it's a movie happening right in front of me. And how do we play out this? How do we love each other more?
Yeah.
How do we enhance each other? How do we enhance our family experience together?
Yeah.
Like seriously, Claire, I want to get into my house and feel happy.
Yeah.
I don't have to avoid my house.
Yeah, which is something that people actually go through.
People go through
in
that
blended
because you're like,
families,
there was that situation that happened.
Yeah.
I want to have a happy home.
Yeah.
And honestly, I really want to put in the work. And I keep telling my hubby, by the way, let me tell you something.
Yeah. Let me tell you something.
Maybe now to the end.
We are gonna make this work.
Make it work. And I want us to have a happy home. And honestly, for me, that's where now I look at it. I'm like, okay, fine, okay. All right, that situation, I didn't handle it very well. I should have done this. Okay, all right. I apologize.
Yeah.
And for me, apology is a big milestone. I was just looking for.
It is what it is. We can move on. Yeah.
Have you forgot the fridge? How I apologize. Do you want chapo?
Have you eaten? Umekula?
Do you want chapo? I'm a mandazi.
Yeah.
So by there, I'm doing for you.
Yeah.
And being able to actually say, by the way, I'm sorry. I should not have talked like that. I should not have had that. But for me, that's even happy will tell you. He told me last week, baby, you've come a long way.
Yeah.
I'm like, what do you mean I was that bad?
And you should be proud of us. You should be so, because I'm sitting here and I'm listening to you. I'm just like, I probably should have apologized last night, but it's fine.
There's another night today. Shall apologize today. But yeah, I think that even those ones for us, for us as moms, being able to recognize those moments, and that's a milestone for us, and being able to parent Well, being able to be a good partner to our partners, also,
Yeah.
being kind to our partners, being kind to our partners,
Yeah.
being kind, by the way. The Bible says love is patient, love is kind. There's a reason why those two are like, right?
Yeah, it's next. They follow each other
Patience and
in kindness.
I will need patience with you. Lord, just give me patience today.
Yeah.
But that is a milestone on its own. And I think that if you were able just to achieve patience and kindness
Right.
in our marriages, as we blend, with our children, that is a huge milestone, Claire.
It is. And in those single moments, it's not constantly, because we do know how difficult it can be.
Yeah.
It's a work in progress. So just also keep giving yourself grace.
By the way,
Ndindi, I'm
give
so
yourself
proud
grace.
of you.
Yeah. Thank
and
you.
Please get used to seeing Ndindi's face. That's all I'm saying.
His face.
I know, okay, because we're going to have lots more conversation with you, Ndindi.
I'm looking forward to it.
And we just want to appreciate you. Please, thank you so much for being here. The Dara is from...
I love gifts. I love language. Oh my God.
I'm glad you love
you
it.
guys, I'll have to be back now. Next time, will there be a gift? I'm kidding.
Yes,
I'm kidding.
there will
be.
No pressure. There's lots of donuts that you can carry as well. Please make sure you do.
Yeah, there we go. January goes
out the window.
We shall get a new body in heaven.
Oh my gosh, but thank you so much for joining us. And of course,
Claire.
thank you for giving us an insight of what your blending journey was in the beginning. We do hope you have found this at least a little bit, that you can be able to relate to it to some extent. And of course, Ndindi, please say bye to our lovely viewers.
Bye, you guys, and see you next time.
I know.
And watch all the videos. Subscribe to this channel. It's really, really awesome. Claire is so beautiful and just awesome. Oh my gosh.
Thank you.
But seriously.
Please check out your gift.
Oh my gosh.
It's from Tango's... Dara's Tango's collections. She's an amazing lady who supplies Dara's, and I love her Dara's.
I shall never remove this.
I know.
See, when we wash it,
look, it's so like her Dara's are so beautiful.
Color.
Look at that.
Oh my goodness.
Isn't it gorgeous?
This is so gorgeous, and I love Dara's, by the way.
Really?
I live in Dara's. Like, you should see me. And it's straight out of work. I am
straight Dara. Oh no, let me tell you, her Dara's
this
are
is so
fantastic.
lovely.
Please
I love the
enjoy. This is
fabric.
just to say thank you for even making the time to be here. We appreciate you, Ndindi, and for
I
the
appreciate
wonderful
you,
work
Claire.
that you're doing with the blended families.
Thank
I
you.
can't wait to have you back.
Oh, I appreciate you, Claire.
Ndindi, everyone. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
That was awesome. You're awesome.
That was so cool. So much. I don't think you guys even know it.